Okay. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, this is a full 162-game regular season. This is game number 151. We are in mid-September. The Hollywood Avengers, a created franchise, have been placed in the National League West. The divisions are on the screen right behind my big round head. The Avengers are half a game out of first place in the NL West. They're tied with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the loss column. The Los Angeles Dodgers are 96 and 55. The Avengers are 95 and 55 with, 11 games left. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this. Calendar. Another interesting thing to note, we're starting a quick 2-game series at Seattle, but I don't know if you noticed, but the last 3 games of the regular season are against the LA Dodgers division matchup. Those 3 games may be absolutely crucial, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's start this up. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the away team at Safeco Field, or T-Mobile Park, as Safeco Field is now referred. T-Mobile Park, pardon me. Chris Pratt. You know what? Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. These are your lineups. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. And the difficulty setting for the entire franchise has been set to All-Star for hitting and pitching. I also do play-by-play, obviously. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. Live here at T-Mobile Ballpark, the Hollywood Avengers visit the Seattle Mariners. On the mound for the Mariners, Don Sutton, 16 and 8 on the season, 4.11 earned run average, 31st start of the season. He will face Anthony Mackie, 324 average, 18 homers, 68 runs batted in. He plays Sam Wilson in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the new Captain America. First pitch of the ball game. High and outside, ball 1. Mariners are in first place in the American League West, so the Avengers are fighting for first place in the National League West. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sutton. And he yanks it down the right field line, out of play. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Just gets a piece of the knuckle curve. The count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mackie. Did he check it? Yes, he did, according to the third base umpire. Count will be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the full count pitch to the new Captain America. Swing and a miss, got him. And that's the first out of the ball game. First strikeout of the game for Don Sutton, the legendary starting pitcher. Here's a replay as I sip some caffeinated drink. Some iced coffee. Next up, Tom Holland. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man. 360 average, 17 homers, 81 RBIs. Grounder to short. Over to first. In time, 2-away. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers: Anthony Mackie at short, Tom Holland at second, Robert Downey Jr. at first. Behind home plate, Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third, Dave Bautista's in right, Sebastian Stan's in left. The DH is Idris Elba, and batting ninth and playing center field, Don Cheadle. Tony Stark, 300 even, 22 homers, 95 runs batted in. Fastball outside corner, strike one. No, ball called the ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike to the man who plays Iron Man in the MCU. Checks his swing, pitches low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Top of the first here in this quick 2-game series at T-Mobile Park against the Mariners. Strike 3 called. Knuckler finds the outside corner. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Don Sutton. Half inning of baseball played here at Old Safeco Park. Safeco Park. It's the MCU nothing. The Seattle Mariners coming to bat. Pitching is Star-Lord Chris Pratt, 13-6, 4.14 earned run average, making his 30th start of the season. Lefty on the mound. He will face Johnny Damon, 301, 11 homers, 39 runs batted in. Center fielder for the Mariners. Tries to bunt his way on and bunts it way too hard. Chris Pratt with the play for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 away. Starting lineup, Johnny Damon's in center. DH is Paul Molitor. Michael Young is a short. Dave Kingman in left. Jorge Soler in right. J.D. Davis at third. Rice Hoskins at first. Jed Lowry at second. And batting ninth and playing catcher, Yadier Molina. Paul Molitor hitting .349. He has 29 homers and 96 runs batted in. Legendary second baseman. Swinging a miss to the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. So the Avengers are half game out in the National League West. That's Anthony Mackie at shortstop and Sebastian Stan in left field. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Deep drive. Chasing it into the left center field gap is War Machine. Don Cheadle makes the running catch for out number 2. Nice play by Don Cheadle in center field. Next up is Michael Young, the shortstop. 296. He has 17 homers and 91 runs batted in. We are in mid-September. This is game number 151 out of a 162-game regular season. Pitch is fouled for strike 1. And that's a line drive to left. Winter Soldier makes the catch to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Peter Quill. The end of 1 here at T-Mobile Park. No score. So we go to the top of the second. Up steps the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Mark's hitting .339. He has 34 homers and 132 runs batted in. And he carries an 11-game hitting streak into this contest. Comes a pitch from Sutton. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. Line drive. And that is, he makes the slide to try to dive it for it. Does not come up with it. He will make second. So it's a leadoff double Ruffalo smash. Avengers have runner in scoring position on Mark Ruffalo's 41st double of the season. Here's the replay. Left fielder tries to make a dazzling catch. Honestly, doesn't come anywhere close to it. Kingman. Next up is Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. .339, 20 homers, 73 runs batted in. Fastball in there, strike 1. Ruffalo leads off second. Here we are in the top of the second inning. Ground ball past the first baseman, and he'll have to hold it third. Comes up firing. Offline, he's going to come home on the wild throw home. It's 1-0 MCU on the error by the right fielder. And Chadwick goes to second on the throwing error by Jorge Soler. See the replay. He just missed everybody, including the catcher. So 1-0 MCU. Up steps Drax the Destroyer. Dave Bautista's hitting .320. He has 13 homers and 69 runs batted in. Takes pitch 1 for ball 1. Chadwick's off second. Still nobody out. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Bautista. He plays Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. And he just gets a piece of the fastball, fouls it off for strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball misses outside. Hitters count. 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is the Winter Soldier. Again, runner leads off second. 1-0 MCU. Here comes a pitch from Sutton. And he pops it up in the infield near the third base line. Third baseman makes the catch for out number 1. Defense of the Mariners in the outfield from left to right. You have Dave Kingman, Johnny Damon, and Jorge Soler. And in the infield, J.D. Davis, Michael Young, Jed Lowry, Rhys Hoskins, with catcher Yadier Molina. So up next is Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier. 290, 11 homers, 55 runs batted in. Way out in front of the slider, swinging and miss, strike 1. Grounder off the glove of the second baseman, picks it up, throws, not in time. It'll be an infield single for Bucky Barnes, and it'll be first and third with 1 out. Up next, the designated hitter, Idris Elba, hitting .265. He has 9 homers, 50 runs batted in. Hemdahl from the Thor franchise. He has an opportunity to score that run from third with less than 2 outs. Just gets a piece of the fastball for strike 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And he swings and misses out in front of the knuckle curve. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Needs to make contact. Deep fly ball will get that second run in. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line drive, that's a base hit, an RBI for Hemdahl. Oh, almost got him at second for the force. It would have been a fielder's choice RBI, but it's an RBI single for Idris Elba, and the MCU now leads 2-0. Pitching coach for the Mariners comes out to talk to Sutton. So 1 out, runners at first and second. Up steps the War Machine, Don Cheadle, hitting .278. A little late on the fastball, fouls it down the left field line, out of play for strike 1. Don Cheadle plays James Rhodes in the MCU from the Iron Man franchise. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners lead off first and second, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. 2-0 MCU. Misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a line drive down the right field line. Curling foul. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cheadle. Here comes a pitch from Sutton. Checks the swing, pitch is low. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners lead off first and second, 1 away. Here comes the full count pitch. And that's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for Anthony Mackie, Captain America. If you don't know that Anthony Mackie is the new Captain America, you really need to get on these Disney Plus TV shows. So Anthony Mackie struck out in the first. Now he comes up for his second plate appearance. 1 out, bases loaded. And that's a line drive, base hit to center field. At least 2 runs will score. The throw to the plate is up the line. It's a 2-run single. Cut the check for Captain America, and it is a 4-0 lead for the MCU. Swung at that first pitch and lined it to center field. Here's a replay. Up next is Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Tom is fighting for a National League batting title. He's hitting .359. Checked his swing, fastball inside, ball 1. Runners lead off first and third. Again, less than 2 outs. And he pulls it down the left field line, out of play. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So currently he is in first place in the batting race. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm surprised. It was pretty much right down the middle, and he swung and missed it. Pops it up behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. 4-0 MCU. All 4 runs have crossed the plate here in the top of the second. Strike 3 called, and that's out number 2. Got him on the high breaking ball. It's 3rd strikeout of the game for Don Sutton. Here's the location. Holland was fooled. He thought it was high. Too close to take. That's a strike. So now with 2 outs, up steps Robert Downey Jr. Struck out in the first. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance. That ball is gonzo. That is a 2-run home run for Robert Downey Jr. We love you 3000, Tony, as number 23 on the season. And if I'm not mistaken, RBI is number 96 and 97 on the season, as this is now a 6-0 lead. 6. Let's look at the replay. Bang, inside pitch, high and tight. That's a 3-run homer, pardon me, and probably a 7-0 advantage for the MCU. And of course, the manager of the Mariners has seen more than enough. Early exit for Sutton. Coming in relief here in the top of the second inning is Bradford, pitching in his 64th game of the season. He's 5-4 with a 7.13 earned run average. My goodness. 7-0 MCU. Up steps Mark Ruffalo for his second at bat. He has a double and a run scored in this game. He's 1-for-1. Pitches low, ball 1. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball deep. Oh, he drops it. And he'll have no play. Shortstop Michael Young booted it. Will they give him an error or a base hit? I think they should. E6, absolutely. Michael Young with the error. If he fielded that cleanly, Mark Ruffalo has no speed. Kind of boots off the heel of his glove. He would easily have been able to come up with it. He just kept it, Anyway, 2 outs, runner at first. Chadwick Boseman singled in his first at-bat, scored a run. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Did he go too far?
What do you got?
Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Black Panther. Wakanda forever. Swing and a miss. The slider and the side is finally retired after the Avengers score 7 times. And after an inning and a half of baseball, it's the Hollywood Avengers 7, the Seattle Mariners nothing. In case you're wondering about the difficulty setting, before Kingman gets up to the plate, let's go to options, gameplay. Hitting difficulty is set to all-star, as you can see, and pitching difficulty is set to all-star. I like to show that once a game, just for accountability's sake. So Chris Pratt has been gifted with a 7-run advantage. Fouls off. Oh, Dave Kingman fouls it off for strike 1. Change up low and inside. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Knuckler floats in there. Strike 2. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside with the cutter. 2-2. Grounder to third. Routine play for Boseman. And there's 1 away. Defense for the Avengers in the outfield. From left to right, Sebastian Stan, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. In the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. with Mark Ruffalo behind home plate. So next up, Jorge Soler. 272. He has 42 homers and 112 RBIs. Hell of a season. At the knees, strike 1, 96 on the radar gun. Out in front of the knuckler. Count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. That ball is high. It is far. That is home run number 43 on the season for Jorge Soler. And the shutout is gone. Granted, it is a 7-1 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the second, but I'm sure it's nice for the I keep wanting to say Marvels, for the Mariners to get on the scoreboard. Here's the replay. Oof. Oh boy. Oh boy. Next up for the Mariners, J.D. Davis, $167, 1 homer, 2 RBI, September call-up. Pulls the fastball down the left field line, out of play for strike one. Pops it up behind home plate, out of play, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Welcome to the live stream. It's a 7-1 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the second. That's a deep line drive towards the left center field gap. Racing back is Don Cheadle. Makes an over-the-shoulder running catch for out number 2. Nice covering of the old real estate, as they say. So 2 down, up steps Rice Hoskins. He's hitting .270, 9 homers, 21 RBIs. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Ground ball past the third baseman. For some reason, he was guarding the line. I think they had the shift on, and they just beat the shift. 2-out single for Rice Hoskins. It's a 6-run lead. So Jed Lowry, the second baseman, hitting .268, 7 homers, 36 runs batting in. Steps in, 2 outs. Comes the pitch from Peter Quill. Swinging and miss at the cut fastball, strike one. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Lowry. Runner leads off first. And he pops him up. Spider-Man is there to retire the side. So they do get a run on the solo shot by Jorge Soler. After 2 innings of baseball, it's a 6-run lead for the MCU. Avengers lead 7-1. Oh yeah. Okay, we go to the top of the third. Up steps Dave Bautista, who is 0 for 1. He popped out in the second inning. Up there for his second plate appearance to lead it off. Swinging a miss out in front, the slider, strike one. Bautista 7 for his last 16. That's a .437 clip. 0-1 pitch. Jams him, pops it up. Over the shoulder catch for the first baseman, Hoskins, for out number 1.
Now batting, number 16.
The American League West, as you can see, the Seattle Mariners have a 5-game lead on the Oakland A's here in this fictional franchise. This is mid-September. Season's got maybe 11, 12 games left before the playoffs. Sebastian Stan singled and scored a run. He is 1 for 1, steps up. 1 out here in the top of the third. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. Chasen Bradford is on the mound. Fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. Chasen Bradford. And it's a bouncer, swinging bunt. Bradford fields, fires, got him. Nice play, athletic play by the pitcher, bouncing off the mounds to retrieve that ball near the third baseline. 2 away. So RBI single for Idris Elba in his first at-bat, up there with 2 down and bases empty now in the third. Here's the pitch from... And again, it's another swinging bunt. This time, the catcher out of his crouch throws to first to retire the side. A strong 1-2-3 inning from Chasen. After 2.5, it's 7-1 Avengers. We go to the bottom of the third. Up steps catcher Yadier Molina, hitting .224, a homer, 8 RBIs. Yadier Molina is an all-star. It's surprising to see him with so little production. Fastball in there, strike one. Maybe he was in the minor leagues. It's possible. Called up in September. Injury replacement. Knuckler floats in there, strike 2. Change up, waist pitch outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Molina. Swinging and missed the high fastball, struck him out swinging, and there's 1 away. First strikeout of the game for Chris Pratt. Here's the replay.
Center fielder, Johnny Damon.
Lineup turns over for the Seattle Mariners. Up steps Johnny Damon, who grounded out in the first. Here's the pitch. Grounder up the third base line. Hits off the bag. That's obviously going to be a single. Infield single for Johnny Damon, and that's a 1-out single for the Seattle Mariners. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer, 3,000 hit club member, 0 for 1. Inside corner, strike 1. Runner leads off first, has speed. He's going. Throw down is high. So it's a stolen base for Johnny Damon. Big surprise. He had it stolen. So 0-2 count from Chris Pratt. Here's the pitch. Just gets a piece of the changeup to stay alive. Count evens. No, count remains. No balls and 2 strikes on Molitor. Runner leads off second. It is a fly ball to left. There is the Winter Soldier for out number 2. When the ball was first hit, he took a step back and then recovered. So 2 outs, up steps the shortstop Michael Young, who flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Again, a hit with 2 outs could put another run on the board. Fastball in there, strike 1. Quick 2-game set between these 2 ball clubs. Pops it up in foul territory. Cut, no, wait. He makes the catch. Black Panther makes the catch to retire the side. So, end of 3. Avengers 7, Mariners 1. Top of the 4th, up steps Don Cheadle. No official at bat because he walked in the second inning.
Number 10.
Steps in again. And that's a line drive. Oh, off the heel of his glove. He will stay at first. It is a leadoff single for the War Machine, Don Cheadle. Here's the line drive. Could have almost been a spectacular catch by Jorge Soler, but just kicks off the heel of his glove. Next up, Anthony Mackie is a 2-run single today. Fastball outside, ball 1. 1 for 2. 7-1 lead for the MCU here in the top of the 4th. Quick throw to first, he's back. That ball is high. It is far. That ball is gonzo. That is a 2-run home run. Cut the check for Anthony Mackie. Home run number 19 on the season. And the Avengers now lead 9-1. Oh, yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Here's a replay. Ouch. Upper deck shot down the right field line. Boink. They left Chazen Bradford in 1 inning too many. So 9-1, up steps Spider-Man, 0 for 2 today. Line drive to center, looks like a routine play. Damon makes the catch for the first out. The line for Don Sutton, 1 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 7 6-earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ugh. 3-run home run in the second inning for Robert Downey Jr. 98 runs batted in on the season. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 4th. Fouls it back, strike 1. He is 12 for his last 26. It's a 462 clip in his last handful of games. Change up inside, count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside 2-1.
That's a ball.
Sinking fastball misses. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike. Line drive off the facing of the side deck. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here with 1 out. Here comes the payoff pitch. Pops it upstairs behind home plate, and we will do it again. The at-bat will continue. Again, fouls it off. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it is a pop fly to right center field. And that's out number 2. 2 outs, up steps Mark Ruffalo. He doubled, scored a run. He's 1 for 2. Leads the ball club in homers and RBIs. Chases a high fastball, swinging and miss, strike 1. He has 199 hits on the season. Chases a slider. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Good night, Mr. Mark Ruffalo. The side is retired, but a 2-run home run by the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie, increases their lead after 3.5 innings of play. It's the Avengers 9, the Seattle Mariners 1. This is Avengers Baseball. Leading off the bottom of the 4th is Dave Kingman. Chris Pratt, or Star-Lord, sets and delivers. Grounder to 3rd. Routine play for Boseman. Throws to first. 1 pitch, 1 away. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball against legends past and present, and that's what you'd have right here. Game number 151 of a 162-game regular season. Swing and a miss by Jorge Soler. Strike 1. Chases a knuckleball way out in front. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Soler. Soler in his last at-bat hit a titanic home run, but it was just a solo shot, responsible for the only run on the scoreboard. Just got a piece of the cut fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So we're in mid-September. Playoffs are on the horizon. Swing and a miss. The high fastball struck him out. There's 2 away. Second strikeout for Chris Pratt. Up next, J.D. Davis, who flew out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. The Avengers are 40 games over 500. They're 95 and 55. Deep fly ball. Racing over is Don Cheadle. War Machine retires the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Pratt. And after 4 innings of baseball here at T-Mobile Park, it's a 9-1 lead for the MCU. So we go to the top of the 5th, and I would tell you what the name of this relief pitcher is, but can't see it. I think it's Fletcher. He's 3-2 with a 6.44 earned run average. He will face the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who's 1 for 2 with a single. I say late and great because, unfortunately, we lost Chadwick Boseman. Pitches looked like it was outside, called a strike. Count is 0-1. You can't believe it. We lost him to colon cancer in the year 2020. May he rest in peace. High and tight. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Grounder, foul. Count is 1-2. Aaron Fletcher is the name of the pitcher. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. And that ball is high. It is far. That ball is gonzo. Wakanda forever, baby. That's a solo shot. Number 21 for Chadwick Boseman. And it's a double-digit run tally today as the Avengers lead 10-1. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here's a replay. Took that breaking ball, that flat, high breaking ball, and just killed it. Killed it to left. Next up is Dave Bautista. Bullpen is active for the Mariners. Pitch from Fletcher is high. Dave Bautista plays Drax the Destroyer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is 0 for 2 today. Grounder up the middle and through. It is a single. So Aaron Fletcher comes in, immediately gives up a homer and a single to the first two men he sees. Here's the replay. Just a ground ball with eyes up the middle. So next up is the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Runner at first, nobody out still here in the top of the fifth inning. Here's the pitch from the lefty. Fastball outside corner, strike one. Daniel Mengden, the right-hander, and Tanner Scott, the left-hander, warming in the Mariners bullpen. And it's a shallow fly ball to left field. There is Kingman to make the catch for the first out. Mr. Outlander, welcome to the live stream. You are at work lurking. Listen, I appreciate the fact that you pop in and out. Don't get in trouble at work. Up next, with one away here in the top of the fifth, is Idris Elba, who's 1 for 2. Quick throw to first. And Batista is back. It's a 10-1 lead here in the fifth inning for the MCU. He's going. Pitch is in there for strike one. The throw down is not in time. It is a stolen base for Drax the Destroyer. Don't throw it over his head. He'll catch it. Here's the replay. No chance for Lowry over there at second. So runner in scoring position. 0-1 count to Elba. 1 out here in the fifth. Two-seam fastball high and outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's a line drive right at, oh no, it got past the third baseman. I do not know how. Rounding third and heading home as the base runner. He throws the relay, not in time. They should either, I'm not sure if they're going to give him an error on the play. They're not, so it's an RBI single for Idris Elba. Hemdahl sees all. Here's the replay. I don't know what happened to the third baseman. I thought for sure he was in position to make a line drive catch, but apparently not. It's 11-1 MCU. Don Cheadle turns around and bats. Backdoor slider, strike one. Turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Aaron Fletcher. Takes a pitch for a strike. He is 1 for 1. Runner leads off first. He's going. It's outside. The throw down is not in time. It's a stolen base for Idris Elba, number 12 on the season. Runner in scoring position. I don't know about I don't know if it's a good idea. Well, that's a base hit by Cheadle. He's going to stop at third. It was a hard line drive to left, and obviously he did not have enough time to make it home. So it'll be runners at first and third here with 1 out. There's the replay between short and third base. Kingman came up throwing. Lineup turns over. Up steps Anthony Mackie, switch hitter batting from the right side. He has 4 RBIs today. Out in front of the changeup, swing and a miss, strike one. I don't know what kind of sportsmanship it is to steal bases with a 10-run lead, but just so that you know, here comes the pitch.
Nope.
Two-seam fastball low, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't control the runners. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. The computer just elected to steal bases with a 9- and 10-run lead. Hey, listen, I guess they never heard of sportsmanship. So just to catch you up, Anthony Mackie is 2 for 3. He has runners at first and third with 1 out. 1-1 count. It's a 10-run ball game as the MCU leads 11-1 here in this first game of a 2-game set at T-Mobile Park. Grounded to first, spins, throws to second for 1, back to first, not in time, and it's going to be a fielder's choice and an RBI ground out. And he gets the RBI, his 5th of the game. 5 RBIs cut the check for Anthony Mackie, and the MCU now leads 12-1. So 2 outs, runner at first, and the bullpen is again open. Bullpen door opens, and Scott comes in for the Mariners, 3 and 4 with a 4.40 earned run average. With 2 outs, up steps Tom Holland, who is 0 for 3 today. Tanner Scott, the left-hander, is on the mound. Fouls it back, 99 on the radar gun, strike one. Tom Holland has 81 runs batted in, 17 homers on the season. He's going, pitches inside. The throw down is not in time. It's a stolen base, cut the check for Anthony Mackie. Again, 3 steals with a 10-run lead. I don't really know what's happening. I personally would not be stealing bases with a 10-run lead. Actually, technically an 11-run lead. It's 12-1 MCU. That's a line drive headed towards the right fielder, and Jorge Soler makes the catch and mercifully retires the side. But they scored 3 more runs, and after 4.5 innings of play, it's the Avengers 12, Seattle Mariners 1. It's a nice, relaxing game for a change. Heidi Watney is our sideline reporter. Unfortunately, we have had microphone issues this entire season. We just ran out of 9-volt batteries. What can I tell you? Bryce Hoskins, the first baseman, had a hit in his first at-bat. Steps in there in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball in there, strike 1. The shift is on for Hoskins, right-handed hitter. They're expecting him to pull, so they have 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. Knuckler just misses outside, ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hoskins. It's a 12-1 lead. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Just misses with the fastball outside. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. High, looked high, called a strike by the home plate umpire. Sing Venus Unicorn. Welcome to the live stream. It is a rout at this point. In the 5th inning, the Avengers are leading by 11 runs. Just one of those games. I'm very happy to get them every once in a while. Up next is Jed Lowry. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Base is empty. Fastball low, ball 1. Knuckler looked high, called a strike. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Jed Lowry. I don't know where that missed. That looked like a strike to me. Called a ball, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Line drive headed towards the left center field gap. Racing over is Don Cheadle. Big turn at first, but he will hold. It's a 1-out single for Jed Lowry here in the bottom. The 5th is a replay. Bang. Line drive hit over the head of the shortstop. Next up is the catcher Yadier Molina, who struck out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. 1 out, runner leads off first. Here's a pitch from Star-Lord. Grounder, 6, 4, 3. Scooped out of the dirt by Tony Stark to retire the side. So 5 innings completed is an official ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 12-1 lead for the MCU. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Robert Downey Jr. Tony's 1 for 3. He has a 2-run home run. He'll check that a 3-run home run in this ball game. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. 2 right-handers warming in the Mariners bullpen. Daniel Mangden, whatever. Anthony Swarzak. Mangden. 0-1 count to Tony. Swing and a miss again at the fastball. 98 on the radar gun. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Robert Downey Jr. And that's a line drive, but curling out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece to stay alive. MN Productions, yo, yourself, welcome to the live stream. Put your feet up on the coffee table, make yourself comfortable. Pitches high, count is 1 and 2. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Don't forget to like the video on your way out the door. Feel free to stay as long as you like. Late on the sinking fastball, fouls it out of play. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Robert Downey Jr. It's a blowout here in the top of the 6th. MCU leads 12-1. And he pops it up in the infield. Michael Young, the shortstop, calls for it. Makes the catch for out number 1. Next up is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Here comes a pitch from Tanner Scott. 1 out here at the top of the 6th inning. Fastball outside, ball 1. Off the end of the bat, it is deep at the wall. The warning track in the deepest part of the ballpark makes the catch for out number 2. Nice, nice judging of the ball by Johnny Damon in center field. So 2 down. He almost took it out for homer number 35, but just a couple feet short. Up next, Chadwick Boseman, 2 for 3. Homer, single. Here comes the pitch. And that's a deep drive, but playable. Soler makes the catch to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is an 11-run lead for the MCU. The Avengers lead 12-1. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. The lineup turns over for the Mariners. Johnny Damon is 1 for 2 with a single today. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Fastball in there, strike 1. Johnny Damon played for several teams. I remember him mostly playing for the Red Sox and then the Yankees. Checks his swing, circle changes in there, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Knuckler floats in there. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 4th strikeout for Peter Quill. Up next is Paul Molitor, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Paul Molitor again is a member of the 3,000 hit club. He is a Hall of Famer, a World Series champion. Fastball in there, strike 1. Line drive caught by the third baseman, and there are 2 away. ERA leaders, teams entering play in the National League. As you can see, the Avengers lead all teams. The Dodgers, who they are fighting for first place, are number 3 on that list. Next up with 2 outs is Michael Young. He's 0 for 2. Fastball in there, strike 1. He's cruising. You get an 11-run lead. All you really have to do is throw strikes. Line drive, 2-out single for Michael Young. And the half inning will continue for the Mariners. Next up, Dave Kingman. 0 for 2, 2 for strikeouts. In there, strike 1. Runner leads off first.
Nope.
Looked like a strike, called a ball. Yeah, Star-Lord doesn't like the call. Thought it was strike 2. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Knuckler floats in there, strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, runner leads off first. That's Young. Pulls the cutter down the left field line out of play with authority, but just foul. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. It is another 2-out single for the Mariners. There'll be runners at first and second now with 2 out. Here's the replay. Serves it the opposite field between first and second. Here's the replay. Diving attempt by Tom Holland at second. Jorge Soler has 43 homers. He has a solo homer today. This is a tough spot. Manager is going to go to the bullpen and start warming up some people. Ed Norton is going to warm up, and Josh Brolin is going to warm up. The manager is going to go for a mound visit, send the pitching coach out to talk to Star-Lord. Okay, but he's going to leave him in. Ground ball, 6 to the force to retire the side. So, end of 6 innings of play. It's an 11-run lead. The Avengers leads 12-1. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Dave Batista. 1 for 3 with a single.
For the Avengers, the right fielder, Dave Batista.
Checks his swing, pitches high and inside, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
I think it's time to start pinch hitting some people. 7th inning in an 11-run lead. You got to get some bench players out there. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Tanner Scott is out there for his 3rd inning of relief work. Blew the fastball right by him. Count is 1-2. Inside fastball. Couldn't catch up to it. Here comes the pitch. And it's a bouncer towards the mound. Scott fields, fires. Not in time. It's an infield single for Batista. You can't throw anything over his head. He'll catch it. That's Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Just, honestly, Tanner is just a little bit slow in making that turn and firing a strike. So next up is Bucky Barnes. Sebastian is 1 for 3 with a single today. No outs here in the top of the 7th. And he pulls the fastball down the left field line, out of play for strike 1. Chases a high fastball. Count is 0-2 on Stan. Batista leads off first. Here's the pitch. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball to stay alive. Count remains 0-2. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you for watching. And it is a fly ball to center. Routine play for Johnny Damon for out number 1. It's so funny when I'm on some deliveries, people ask, what game is on? Because you have it on in the car. That's awesome, Mr. Outlander. That's the best compliment that these people can unknowingly give me. Idris Elba, 2 for 3. Slider low, ball 1. They think you're listening to some classic game from like 1985 or something. Because they know there's no baseball in December. And he fouls it off down the right field line. Out of play. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike to Elba. That's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap. And it will 1 hop to the fence. Rounding 3rd and heading home is the base runner. He will score. It is an RBI double for Hemdahl. Hemdahl sees all. And the lead is now 13-1 on Idris Elba's 26th double of the season. He takes it the other way into the right center field gap. 1 hop to the fence. 390 underneath the 380-foot sign. And the runner at first motors all the way home. Next up, Don Cheadle, 2 for 2 with 2 singles today. Runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that's a line drive. It is a foul ball. Strike 1. Checks his swing, pitches inside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Tried to backdoor slider him, but missed outside. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike to Cheadle. Cheadle's switch hitter hitting from the right side. It's high, 3-1 count. Hitters count, 3-1. On deck is Captain America. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Scott. Line drive caught by the 3rd baseman, J.D. Davis, for out number 2. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the 3rd baseman. Sometimes you can't steer the ball. You just have to accept fate. So Anthony Mackie's another switch hitter in this very versatile lineup. Turns around and bats from the left side. Check that, bats from the right side against the lefty. He is 2 for 4 today with a homer. And it is a slow bouncer to short. Fielded, throws in time, and the side is retired. They do score a run, however. on the RBI double by Idris Elba. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. The Avengers lead 13-1. Take me out to the ball game. All right, as we go to the top of the 7th, I need to make some defensive substitutions because when you're winning 13-1 in the 7th inning, you need to get some of your starters some rest. So Anthony Mackie is going to sit for Terrence Howard. Are you sure you want to replace Anthony Mackie with Terrence Howard? Yes. So he takes over at shortstop. I'm not done. Manager, substitutions. Robert Downey Jr., I will leave. Mark Ruffalo is going to come out of the game for Benedict Wong. Are you sure you want to replace Mark Ruffalo, Benedict Wong behind the plate? Yes, I do. Okay, almost done. Manager, substitutions. Let's go. Chadwick hit a home run today, so third baseman will be taken over by Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch, the Sorcerer Supreme, takes over at third base. And let me just look one last look. I have pitchers going in the bullpen. You know what? That's enough for now. Let's get back to the game. Bottom of the 7th, 13-1 lead. And he fouls it off for strike one. J.D. Davis up at the plate to lead off the bottom of the 7th. He is 0 for 2. Ground ball to the third baseman. They test Cumberbatch immediately. He fires it to first for the first out. Nice play by Doctor Strange. Excited to see him in that Spider-Man movie next week. This week, the end of the week, whatever you want to think of it. Point is it's right around the corner. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Rice Hoskins is 1 for 2 with a single. He steps up. Star-Lord pitches. Checks his swing, but it's in there. Strike one. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball. Strike two. Count is 0-2 on Hoskins. Just gets a piece of the changeup to stay alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count stays 0-2. 13-1 lead. First game of a 2-game set. And he fouls it down the right field line, out of play. The at-bat continues. The Avengers have 95 wins on the season, 95 and 55. He checked it, or did he? Yes, he did, according to the first base umpire. Looked like it could have been a called strike 3 regardless, but umpire says it's low. So 1-2 is the count. 95 wins. Swing and a miss out in front of the circle change, struck him out. There are 2 away. That's strikeout number 5 for Chris Pratt.
The batter, number 4.
2 outs, up steps Jed Lowry, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Set and delivers. Ground ball, base hit through the box. It is up the middle to center field. It's a 2-out single for Jed Lowry. And he is 2 for 3. Here's the replay.
Now batting, catcher, Molina.
So, Yadier Molina steps up to the plate. 2 outs, runner at first. He is 0 for 2 today. Fastball low, ball 1. Knuckler looked like it was high and inside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Apparently, the home plate umpire has a hot date after this game. Needs to take a shower or something, I don't know. And then he throws that pitch, which looks like it's right down the middle, and gets called a ball, 2-1. Pops him up in the infield right side. Spider-Man makes the catch to retire the side. So 7 innings complete here at T-Mobile Park. It is a 12-run lead for the Hollywood Avengers. MCU leads 13-1. Okay, before Tom Holland gets up to the plate, manager is going to go to the bullpen and is going to decide lefty, righty, righty. He's going to decide to put Ed Norton in the game. Scheduled to put him in the game. That'll be all for Chris Pratt. 7 innings, 1 earned run. So leading off the top of the 8th against Tanner Scott, he swings at the first pitch, Spider-Man does, and flies out to center field. Sing Venus Unicorn asks the Outlander, "What? Are you in your car?" Asking the Outlander. So Sing Venus Unicorn also wants to know, is there only one woman on the team? That's a good question. There should be more women on the team, on the MCU team. I will explain. Checks the swing pitch is low, ball 1 to Tony Stark. So originally I did not create a female Avenger on this baseball team because when you create players, they don't give you options in which to create female players. They're all of the players, the heads, the bodies, all look masculine and male. But eventually that kind of irritated me a little bit, and as the season progressed, that's a line drive to center field. Charging forward is Damon. He makes the catch for the second out. As the season progressed, and as Nick Fury or Samuel L. Jackson, who was in the starting rotation, was starting to basically get bombed every start, he got injured, and then that made me create Black Widow. I did the best I could to create Black Widow with what I was given by the game. Black Widow, unfortunately, Scarlett Johansson looks like a 13-year-old cousin, but doesn't look anything like Scarlett Johansson. I don't understand why the game doesn't allow you to create female players, because there are female fans of Major League Baseball. Up next is Benedict Wong. And that's a line drive, but it's headed right for Jorge Soler in right. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Scott. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is a laugher, ladies and gentlemen. 13-1 MCU leads. So the previous question, Sing Venus Unicorn, he's in the car because he's working, and he's actually listening to the game in the car like it's a radio broadcast on his cell phone. Up next is Ed Norton out of the bullpen. Ed Norton was the first man to play the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe back in 2009. He has a bullpen spot. Johnny Damon is 1 for 3, leads off the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from the Hulk. Fastball in there, strike 1. Fouls it back. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. If I had more player options, I probably would do Scarlet Witch. I probably would do Maria Hill, Shield Agent. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Now I would definitely do Yelena from the Black Widow movie, Black Widow's sister, the blonde, who's played by Florence Pugh. I absolutely love Florence Pugh in that role. I'm looking forward to the Disney Plus TV show episode tomorrow of Hawkeye, episode 5. I'm very excited to watch that. Swing and a miss. 100-mile-an-hour fastball struck him out, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 8th. Chris Pratt's line, 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 strikeouts. So, 1 out here in the 8th, up steps Paul Molitor. Ground ball to short, fielded by Mackie. Cut the check. There is 2 away here in the 8th.
The batter, number 10. Shortstop.
2 down, up steps Michael Young. 1 for 3. Just a heads up for those of you that are watching the stream, I'm using my laptop in order to read the comments, which is right in front of me, and for whatever reason, I have lost the internet connection on my laptop, so if you're making new comments, I cannot see them. As soon as they are available, I will definitely give them the attention they deserve. And that ball is hit up the middle. Michael Young gets himself a single, 2-out single here in the bottom of the 8th.
The left fielder, number 10. Yay.
So Dave Kingman steps up to the plate. He has a hit and 3 at-bats. Outside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Single in the 6th. And he pulls the slider down the left field line out of play. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Kingman. Runner leads off first. Just misses low, 1 and 2. That ball is high. It is far, and it is also foul. That was a few feet from being a 2-run home run for Dave Kingman. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The screen says chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to connect you. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Let me refresh the page down here. We are having technical difficulties. Let's see. If I refresh the page. Okay. Oh, okay, the comments returned. So I've got Outlander says, yes, I'm in my company vehicle dropping off medical supplies. I'll be off in a few hours. By the way, I beat The Walking Dead, almost pissed me off. Well, listen, don't spoil it for any of us. Those of you that are unaware, the Outlander show has a YouTube channel of his own, streaming YouTube channel. He's playing a Telltale game called The Walking Dead. He's been doing it for at least a few months. It's a long series of games, like a choose-your-own-adventure game. And he just finished it. I would suggest that you check out his live streams. A lot of cool stuff. Low, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off first, bottom of the 8th, 13-1 MCU. In a game that I was able to relax from almost the beginning. Line drive, caught by left fielder, the Winter Soldier, to retire the side. Hit it on the nose, but right at Bucky Barnes. End of 8, 13-1, Avengers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
In relief, Anthony Swarzak. He's 3-0 with a 2.50 earned run average. Coming in to pitch the top of the 9th. Taking over defensively for Black Panther was Benedict Cumberbatch in the 7th. He's finally taking his first at-bat here in the 9th. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Benedict Cumberbatch plays Dr. Stephen Strange in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Misses outside, ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Outside again, 3-1 count. On deck is Drax the Destroyer. Grounded to first. Fielded, tosses to the pitcher covering Swarzak, steps on the bag for the first out. Next up is Dave Bautista, who's 2 for 4, but we're going to go to the manager's office to the bullpen. Righty, righty, righty. Josh Brolin, Stan Lee. We're going to leave Ed Norton in to pitch the 9th. Pops it up. Charging is third baseman Davis. Foul territory, makes the catch, 2 away. So 2 outs, up steps Sebastian Stan, who was 1 for 4 with a single. And he lines it, foul, strike 1. This is game number 151 of a 162-plus Major League season. Every game is on YouTube, no skipped innings, no simulated games. They're all in a playlist marked Avengers Baseball, if you're curious. Pulls it down the left field line. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bucky Barnes. So, assuming that this is a win, this would be win number 96. Pulls it, foul. The at-bat will continue. So, win number 96, there'll be 10 games left. If they go 5-5, they'll get to 101 wins. Down inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, 101 wins is enough to make the playoffs, either as a division champion or a wild card. Breaks his bat. Charging is the second baseman. He may not get him, and he doesn't. It's an infield single. Why? Because they were playing him to pull. So it's an infield single. They had 3 infielders on the left side. He broke his bat. The barrel went flying towards the second baseman, and he had to cover all that ground and make an off-balance throw, and Stan motored it down the first base line. So Idris Elba's up again, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He's 3 for 4 today, 3 RBIs. High, ball 1. So as I was saying, they're either going to be the wild card in 10 games from now. They'll definitely be in the playoffs with 101 wins. But of course I want to win the division. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Keep in mind the last 3 games of the regular season are against the first place Los Angeles Dodgers. Right now the Dodgers have a half-game lead. And it's deep but curling, out of play for strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stan leads off first. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Seattle Mariners. They need 12 runs to tie. It's the Hollywood Avengers 13. The Seattle Mariners 1. Thank you for watching. This is Avengers Baseball. So here we go. We lead off the bottom of the 9th with Jorge Soler, who had a solo homer in the 2nd to start and end the scoring. He is responsible for the only run on the scoreboard. Ed Norton is out there for his 2nd inning of relief work. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. I don't think he's going to go very far. Fouls off the sinking fastball, strike 2. He's already thrown 17 pitches, and there's no reason to stretch him beyond. Pops it up behind home plate. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Soler. Soler has 43 homers on the season. It's a nice fat total. Late on the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, lines it down the right field line, out of play. Again, fouls it off, and the at-bat continues. Pops it up behind home plate. Out of the crouch is Benedict Wong. And there's the first out here in the bottom of the 9th.
Now batting, third baseman.
Next up, J.D. Davis, 0 for 3 today. 1 out here in the 9th. 13-1 lead. Fouls it off, strike 1. Checks his swing, but it finds the inside corner for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Davis. Swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball, down and away. There are 2 outs, and the Seattle Mariners are down to their final out of the game. Representing the final out, Rhys Hoskins, 1 for 3 with a single. Fastball in there, strike 1. Chases a slider. He's down 0-2, and the Mariners are down to their final strike of the game. Here comes a pitch from Ed Norton. Misses inside with the fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line drive, foul. Fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th, 13-1 lead. Swing and a miss, foul tip in the glove. Side retired, ball game over. Avengers win 13-1, and they take the first game of this quick 2-game series at T-Mobile Park in, slugfest dramatic fashion. That's win number 96 on the season. The Avengers are 96-55. They were a half game behind the LA Dodgers for first place in the National League West. They were in a tie in the loss column. So we shall see what happens to the division at the conclusion of this game. Winning pitcher is Chris Pratt. Star-Lord Peter Quill. He gets win number 14 on the season. So you can see from the score sheet up at the top, the Hollywood Avengers, 13 runs, 15 hits, no errors. The Seattle Mariners, 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors. Again, Chris Pratt pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 earned run, gets win number 14 on the season. Don Sutton gives up 7 runs in the 2nd. He only pitches an inning and 2/3 for the loss. And Anthony Mackie drives in 5 runs to become the player of the game. Cut the check, Captain America. Cut that check. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball, game number 151 of a 162-plus Major League season. And I say plus because, of course, there are the playoffs and hopefully the World Series, fingers crossed. I hope to make the World Series and win it before I finally retire this game for good, or at least until the next version comes out in March. So I want to say thank you, especially to Sing Venus Unicorn. Say thank you to the Outlander Show, and anyone else who was in the background watching. I sincerely appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great night. The final, once again, the Hollywood Avengers win 13-1. Take care of yourself.